Today we're going to be hitting the road in my 1985 Chevy C10 pickup that we've been unprofessionally restoring over the last 8 months. Went over the entire motor and engine bay, threw some paint on it, and we got it all trimmed up looking good. There's just a couple loose ends we got to tie up before we're ready to cruise. Let's check it out. All right, first thing we're doing is completely aesthetic, and it's a tonneau cover. The X-Tang Trifecta, I'll put the number on the screen. These square body beds are a lot wider than the modern ones, so if you want to cover the stake pockets, you best get this one. They claim you can install these in like 7 seconds, so let's see if that holds true. I think this is the front. That's pretty much as easy as they say it is. I got the front secured. The thing that took the longest was just getting it perfectly centered and straight and stuff like that. And then the back just has the quick clamp things. Oh, I get it. I see light. Maybe I gotta pull it back a little bit. You get it. Looks cool. Now we actually have a good seal there. Still needs a windshield. Next, head inside. The wheel is not straight. I rode up the driveway, marked this piece of tape right here where it is straight, and we ain't got no horn, so we gotta fix all that. We got the steering wheel off. Now, the reason I couldn't do this last time is apparently you need a special tool like such to compress this lock plate, and then there's a snap ring right there that we gotta pop out. And the reason we're doing this is to replace this horn piece back here for the wiring. And I cut this off flush when I installed my aftermarket wheel, but now that I went back to the stock wheel, I'm fixing my old mistakes. Snap ring's off, got the lock plate off. That was pretty simple. Now we just gotta pop that one off, put that guy on, and put it all back together. That took a lot longer than I thought it would, but I think I got it figured. Cool. A quick test drive to verify straightness. That's pretty good. There's a lot of play in the middle, so it's hard to tell exactly where center is, but that'll work. Steering wheel is verified straight. Let's take a look under the hood. We got 3 things to take care of in the engine bay here. We got a pretty good oil leak coming from the back of the valve covers. I suspect I over torqued them, and now it just drips onto the header and smokes everywhere. So I got some ARP valve cover studs and then a set of valve cover gaskets that I probably paid way too much money for, but apparently they're pretty good. And then this coolant overflow tank is about the only ugly thing left in the engine bay here. So I got a new one of them that's black to match the rest of it. And then we have a massive power steering fluid leak. I got brand new lines for that, and they're actually surprisingly easy to get to from right here in the engine bay. Get this old junk out of here. Now, don't be fooled, because this tank definitely did not come from Moon. But the El Cheapo company that I bought this from on Amazon decided to laser etch their logo right on the front here. I don't know. It's all about appearances, right? Let's get this leak taken care of. Got the bolts off. Valve train looking good. So to get these ARP studs in, I just took 2 of the nuts and jammed them against each other. That way we can tighten them down. Right about there. Then we'll take a wrench and loosen the bottom one. There's one. Throw down our new fancy, extravagant, expensive, overpriced gasket. Hopefully reusable, I'd imagine. Valve cover. Get some hardware started. We got them all pretty snug. Now I'm gonna torque these. I forget what the official spec is. It's not much. And I'm torquing them to 5 foot-pounds, which I think it's close. There it is. Double check them all. Cool. Now another issue we're running into is the dipstick here. I did have it on the valve cover stud or on the bolt before, and that is part of the reason it was over torqued, I'm sure. But now I'm trying to think what to do here, and this is the best idea I come up with, so bear with me. Got a piece of wire, feed it into this hole here on the header. Put this where I want it, which is right about there. And then just start twisting these. Trim the fat. Good enough for who it's for. Both sides are done, torqued. Let's fire it up. See what happens. Now now we wait. I guess I'll just let it go for a little while. I think we done did it. It's been running for a minute now. Well, that's where I'm gonna call it a night. We'll pick back up in the morning. Yesterday I took care of the power steering lines. Got 2 brand new lines in there. Also fixed my belt alignment that I was having issues with. So no more leak there. Here's kind of what was going on with that. I think this hose was just too short on the low pressure line. So I wouldn't have had to replace all that, just the small hose. I did all that work for probably nothing. That's all right though. Also fixed the rear diff leak. It was just a gasket. That fluid was still less than a year old, but I had to fix the leak, so I pulled the whole cover and got that taken care of. Last thing we're gonna do is redo the wheels. They got chipped and damaged, and most of that is my fault. The wheels came as primered, and I took that as I don't need to prep them at all. I didn't scuff them down or anything, and now they're starting to chip. So scuff them up and then hit them with some of this Hyper Dip piano black. Gotta get the truck up in the air, pull off the hubcaps. I got the wheels off of the truck, brought them outside, and I got them prepped already. I hit them with 320 grit first just to scratch them up. Then I cleaned it, wiped it with alcohol, and then they have this special liquid you put on the tires so it doesn't stick to the tires. Now this is the same stuff I used on my vet wheels. That was probably about 3 or 4 years ago, and they're still holding up. So as long as you prep them good, should last. Doesn't look like I did much, but I already got 2 coats on there. You're supposed to start light, so like 3 dust coats, and then we can start putting it on heavy. Wheels are done. I put many of coats on them. I used 4 of the 5 cans that they gave me. I let them sit overnight to dry, so now we're good to go. We just gotta pull off all this excess on the tire. Should be pretty easy to peel up. We just gotta get it started. And I made sure when I was spraying it to actually purposely put some on the tire, that way enough build up where it would peel up like this. It's ripping perfectly right where it meets the wheel, so it makes for a really nice edge. Now here where it ripped off, where it's kind of a soft edge, you can actually just kind of dust it off with your finger. But I found the easiest thing is to use one of these shop rags. They're a little bit more rough than like a microfiber would be. And you can just rub the rest of it right off. And then just to take it a step farther, I got some bleach white for our white letters here. And we'll just clean off the whole tire while we're at it. Dry it off quick. That thing's ready to mount. The back's good to go, all mounted up already. Finish up at the front. We'll dress the wheels quick. This is VRP from Chemical Guys. I like this stuff because it kind of gives it like a natural finish with a little bit of shine. It doesn't make it all greasy and like wet looking. Wipe off the letters. That's it. The wheels are completely installed and torqued down. Also popped the hubcaps back on. Looking good. Got a windshield getting put in tomorrow. Hopefully for real this time. After that's in, we're ready to hit the road. C10 is now officially done. Really the only thing left is to do an oil change after about 500 miles, but I'm really happy with how this thing turned out. Huge shout out to Logan, the body man, for doing the paint and all the body work. It looks good. Now, it's not a perfect paint job. Don't look too close. It's gonna be a daily driver anyway, so, and it looks good in the shade like this. But it looks pretty good in direct sunlight too. I'm happy with it. Next, we gotta work on moving the vet out of here, and then it's on to the next project, the 77 CJ7 that needs everything. That is gonna wrap it up for this one, guys. Thanks for following along with the build. Hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy. We'll see you in the next one.